We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Just gonna give it a few minutes, get myself situated, let you guys come on in and join the fun. Let me mute this. That would be a really good idea. We don't need intermittent interruptions, right? So let's see. Today we're going to be working in my jumbo art journal. It's almost finished. There's not many pages left. I've kind of, as I've gotten closer to the end, I've kind of like not used it as much because there's so many pieces in here and I just kind of want to extend the life of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do another page in this. You guys probably won't see this for a while. I'm going to do these like here and there, trying to stretch how long I have it in my possession. Hello, Sasso. Thank you, love. Thank you. So today we're going to be doing a lot of stenciling. Today was stencil cleaning day, you guys. Yes, it was. As you guys know, I received the product from Deco Art. It's a stencil cleaner, it's a stencil and paintbrush cleaner. So basically I had to soak all of my beautiful babies in some nice lukewarm water, put a little bit of that on it, and just kind of let them marinate there. And I got a lot of it off. I didn't do all of them, but I did do most of them. Hello, love. How are you? Ada, right? I'm like, think quick, Carmen, think quick. So these are some of my DIY stencils, and basically they're just images that I just kind of cut out and just made sure that I left like little sections, little negative areas, so that there's like a place, like there's little divisions on it. Super simple to do. These are like my starter from like when I started YouTube. I still use them. Um, some Deco Art stencils today. I bumped into these that I still haven't used, and I received not so long ago from Deco Art, and it's this beautiful owl. So what I was thinking, I was like, you know what, maybe we can go with this today. Now, if you don't like owls, then this might not be the video for you, so I'm just gonna let you know before I start giving it a face. So yes, this is gonna be with owls today, and some little birdies as well. This is Deco Art stencil. It's actually I was very happily amazed because it's actually a sticky stencil. I didn't realize it was a sticky stencil when I took it, but it's one of the reusable adhesive stencils, and it actually feels like vinyl. It's really strong too, but it's still vinyl, you guys. So be careful when you peel it off. I was like so gingerly trying to like remove it from its backing, and it's a 10 by 10, and it's called Owl. Easy enough, right? Deco Art Owl, and this will come out. So if you're interested in this stencil, that's how you find that. Some of the other ones, I don't have them in packaging, so I don't really know. Yes, they're the bomb until it's time to clean them, right? Like when it's time to clean them, that's when they're not so like awesome. I had to throw out a few of my Dollar Tree ones because there was just no saving them. Poor babies. I had to like toss them into the bin. And we're definitely gonna be using the whirlwind swirls, whatever it's called, you guys. Go into my Deco Art items that I received. It's gonna have all the item numbers and things like that. So that I just got that. And then this is one of the papers from the Hobby Lobby paper pad, which is this one right here. Country Roads. This is like my color palette. Like I love these colors right here. I love them all. So this is another one that I've been kind of like slowly ripping little pages out here and ripping little pages out there. Giving it that nice little, little love tap every now and then. Trying to make them last, but I love the colors on that paper. And so what I did is, because my idea is I want to be able to do whatever the heck I want into the background, but I don't want to mess up my owl. So I'm like, once I put this owl down, I do not want anything interfering with my owl. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to stencil it on here. I'm going to trace this out. I also love the fact that there's fonts back there. There's a little bit of script. It's upside down. So it's going to look something like that. And then I am going to kind of I'm going to use the cheat sheet. They gave it to me, so I'm going to use it. So I'm going to take the beginning of this right here and then hooks it up and give it a little bit of elemental designs, flavor to that. And I love the night theme, so I'm going to keep it with the night theme. I think that's going to look super cool. Also, I did go into one of my scraps and I did go ahead and trace out like this part here of the body. I guess that's what I did. Thinking that I was doing the wing, I just realized. I just realized I cut the wrong part, you guys. I was supposed to be doing this part. So most likely we're gonna do it again. But basically that's what I did. I kind of traced this out so that I can kind of inlay it in there just to give it more pop. So I did the wrong part, so I'm gonna have to do it again. I'm gonna have to do it again. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of get this part of it started. I'm gonna go ahead and put my owl front away. These guys right here, I am gonna incorporate it, but I want to incorporate them as like I do the regular background. I just want them to kind of be lost back there, because I want the owl to be the focal point. As far as sentiment, I have no idea. So we'll see what the heck we end up coming up with at the end. I'm definitely going to incorporate this into the background. All of these other stencils are going to go into the background one way or the other, be it through texture or through paint or through ink or however it is that we're going to end up doing it. I've already gone ahead and pre-gessoed my book. I got my gesso here because I basically made out a thinner batch and I put it in here so that I can kind of sprinkle it when I need to use it, and then I just kind of close it off and it's perfect, and then I just gotta open it. And it's super easy to open up the little holes if you have to, because it's only gesso, so you could just kind of pop it back in and you're good to go. And it doesn't take up hardly no real estate. So loving it. And it's a little bit cleaner too, not that much of a mess. Yes, this is gonna be a lot of layering today. And you know, you guys know how it is with me. I tend to kind of like do a whole bunch of stuff until I kind of get the flow for what it is that I'm trying to do. So right now I have kind of like a whole bunch of elements. And what I don't have and what I don't know is how exactly I'm going to lay these things out, except for the fact that I know I want my owl to be on this page here because I'm a righty. So I want my owl here. And here I'm going to put these other little birds here on this side. So basically, I just want to have fun with the stencils right now. I'm going to put this bird to the side because this is going to be one of the last things that we're going to add. Although, you know what? Let me kind of figure out where I want them so that I can kind of give myself like a hex no, don't do nothing here. Let me kind of notify myself, give myself a little sticky note, you know? Give it a little memo and just kind of trace that out right there. I just want this bird here. And I just need to know basically where this is so that when I'm adding all of this other stuff, it doesn't have too much to do with nothing here. So I'm not going too detailed into the stencil. I'm just basically covering my area there, you know, knowing where exactly things gotta go. So now I have kind of like an idea, okay, stencil above here, stencil below here, do not stencil there. So there we go. I'm gonna put this to the side now. And let's have some fun. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna actually do? I'm gonna mask this area altogether. Just because I think it'll be the wisest thing for me to do. Let me grab a little scrap from in here. Just to be altogether safe. Because I know that I tend to go a little bit ham biscuit when I start doing these things, and I have no idea you know, what's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna create myself like a little, kind of like a little mask here. I'm just gonna put that over there. That covers that area basically completely. If it goes a little bit on the thing, you know, that'll be easy to clean off. That should be easy enough, right? So let's get some double-sided tape, and I'm just gonna put a tad, a little teeny bit, because I don't want to destroy my paper in the background. So I'm gonna go for a sliver, a little sliver of a piece of tape, right? Just put that there for now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be on. Okay, so let's go ahead and just kind of mask that out. And now we can kind of go ahead and have some fun. So I've got here Deco Art's Dimensional Effects. And it's a paintable texture paste. So we're going to use some of this and some of that and a little bit of everything. And I know my owl stencil is going to go somewhere in here. So basically, I'm just going to do a little bit here, a little bit there, and along the edges. Maybe some here in the middle, and we'll see. So basically, I'm going to start off with the whirlwind, right? Why not? Let's go with this one. We always feel inclined to put it right up to the crease, but you know what? I'm going to leave it be as it wants to be. That way it rests easy. It creates less tension on the spine itself. So, and we're getting towards the ending of my book here. So let's try to preserve it a little something, something. See if it'll make it, because the spine is still intact. So let's see. Let's create some wind here. And I'm only going to go for a few of them. I'm not going to go haywire with the whole entire stencil. Let's see. Maybe a little bit here. Okay. And a little bit up here. A little bit there. We're just going to create a little bit of texture here and there, right? Super simple. Just a little bit of texture. And I'm trying to use some of these little guidelines to kind of, you know, insinuate some type of direction. Let me see. Let's do these here on the top. Sorry if you guys see my shadow. I'm standing up over this. And that's basically about as much of this one as I'm going to do on this page here. And while I still can, let me see if I can just kind of clean up a little bit here. Just removing some of those little bits that I necessarily do not care for. Okay, so I kind of like how that looks right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. You probably can't see it. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe it'll catch if I move it around a little bit. Hopefully the light will help. Does it? Not at all? Oh boy. You'll see it when it gets some color. That just builds more anticipation, my friends. More anticipation. All right, so now doing on the other side the same thing I did to this one. So I got these lines kind of going up. So I'm just gonna kind of try to help that illusion and line that up so that it kind of meets up with this little gust of wind. Because in my mind, that's what they are right now. And I like the anchor. Looks like a little arch. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. Right, we got the birds somewhere in the bottom. The breeze is kind of coming through and fro. But that's as far as we know. So let's go ahead and lift that up. Clean up all the excess. Anything that we do not want. Now let's grab another one. You saw how clean that stencil was? That stencil was the color of this paper just last week. It was full of gesso. Oh my goodness. Full, full, full. Okay. So let's see. Let's see if I want to risk it. Do I want to risk it? I think I want to dry that first real quick, because I think I want to overlap some of this. Can never have too much greenery, right? I want to put it in there somewhere. Or maybe I can put it in the bottom, right? Because we have the owl's going to be here, so maybe we can add some of this greenery right here. So we can put it right in there. Basically, I'm going to try to hold this as steady as I can. Oh my goodness. In one direction, depending on what direction the design is going, always makes it a lot easier. All right, let's dry this up and see where else we take this. And hopefully this doesn't take too long. I know right now you guys can't see anything but a white page. You're like, okay, Carmen, how many minutes have you been? White page, white page, blue square, white page. That's all I see. We shall see more in a few. We're getting there, layer by layer. I just put my driving. I haven't used that paste in a while. I forgot how long it takes to dry, honestly. So hopefully it don't take forever. But at least dry enough that I can keep stenciling on what else I gotta stencil. Since I gotta keep drying in between layers anyway. Between this and that, maybe it'll all dry. This is why a lot of the times I bubble it up because at least I know that it's dry. The only issue with bubbling it up is that you also kind of weaken it. So once all of that fluid starts getting in there, it can peel a lot easier. And most of the time it does peel. Oh, am I thing? Oh, I moved my mouse. I'm like, what happened to my computer? So, all right, let's go ahead and keep layering. I think. Oh, no, it's not even close. Is it? Maybe we can do around here. This is the part of art that I don't have patience for. It's the drawing part. Literally, I so get it when they say it's like watching paint dry. Oh my goodness. Even with a tool. Even with a tool. We need an instant paste. Something that you spread and it cures in seconds. We totally need that, like ASAP. I don't even know if they have that. All right. I don't even know if they have that, but we totally need that. A paste that cures instantly. So when we do our art, we don't have to stop. By the time that we get back to it, we forgot what we was gonna do. Especially with art generally, since it all flows, you know. So it's like, oh my goodness. All right, so let me go ahead and add some more stenciling. I want to add a little bit of these diamonds, and I hope that I don't mess this whole thing up. But if I do, oh well. It's gonna be texture. It's still gonna be amazing. This is a DIY stencil. All I did was create a whole bunch of little diamond shapes, and that's it. And cut them all out. Make sure that I left a nice amount of space in between so that it's not too thin. Because the more frail you make it, the easier it's going to snap when you have to clean it and reuse it. So, gotta give yourself a little bit of space. And sometimes the DIY stencils turn out to be the best stencils, let me tell you. This is the part that I love. The texture. Seeing all these wonderful things that you can't see right now come to life the minute that you add some color. I think that that is amazing. And super simple to achieve. Super, super simple to achieve. Let's see. Just a little bit of texture here and there, here and there. I'm really loving how these diamond shapes are looking on here. Honestly, I really am. So let's see. Let's go ahead and add maybe a little bit more of this foliage. Just to kind of make it seem like there's a whole bunch right there. All of those is gonna catch. The excess. Let's see a little bit right here. Maybe in this edge here. So that it could look like one complete page. Hopefully I'm giving myself enough room. I'm gonna try to see, get that one in there. This is the first time that I've actually done a video live standing up. Usually I'm always sitting down. Now I see why so many people do it like this. It's so much easier. You get to see everything. I've been missing out. I've been missing out. All right, so let's go ahead and try to dry this up as best as we can. I think I'm good on the texture there. I think I got enough going on in the background. I'm probably going to add a few pieces of paper here and there, nothing too major, but I do want to add a little bit of collaging, just a little bit. Taking away those straight lines. White page, you guys, white page. Oh, white page. We're almost there, you guys. We're almost to the color part. If you're watching this after the fact, you can go ahead and fast forward. But this is the point of these lives, is to show everything that you go through, right? Everything that it takes to create something, regardless of what that something is. For art journaling, these are all my steps. Quite a few, but very worth it. And we're gonna start adding color in a little bit. Okay. We'll go ahead and puff them up. Get them all puffy. Create that beautiful texture. And I'm putting it real close to the paper so that I can get them to puff up, but just don't hold it there. You gotta keep it in constant motion. I'm just letting the spaces fill up, almost like a puff pastry. And we're gonna let these things puff up. Here, back. It's okay. I'm still on the white page. I'm here drying up the all the stenciling that I did. So we're almost at the coloring part. Almost there. And I've got some blue, some brown, some black. I've definitely got some glitter, some galaxy glitters out. I got some beige. We got a little bit of everything here. All right, I think that's good enough because even I'm making myself crazy with that stuff. So now I'm going to sit down. All right. Oh, I smudged it. It's still not all the way dry. We're gonna have to keep adding more anyway, so because we still have other pieces to add to this page, but I want to start getting something in here because just the blankness of it all is driving me a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So looking here for some paper. Oh, I like this one. It's got like this little sparkle to it. I like that one too. These are gonna be for like the night sky. I think that's good. I saw one here that I can use. Where is it? Maybe I can use that for the ground. Yeah, I'll use that for the ground. All right, this one that I'm using is called Paper House. Is by Paper House. Paper House Productions. It's called Beaches. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. I've got some decoupage in matte. And we're just gonna basically rip out some of this paper. I love the lines and how they kind of go. So I'm gonna kind of tear in that same direction. I'm gonna try it so anyway. And basically I'm just gonna go ahead and just like kind of gluing some of them in there in different places. Just gonna round this out. And I'm just gonna add a few here and a few there, just to give it a little bit of something, something, right? Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of that. Like I said, I wanted to use some of these lines to like my advantage. So I'm gonna kind of implement them in there somehow. So let's go ahead and add those few pieces in there just to have something happening in the background. So it's not so plain. Let me get my little spatula thing here. I'm not going to be using that part of it. So let's go ahead and glue our paper now. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Go ahead and do that. Add that in there. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And I want to make sure that I try to fill up as many of those holes, which is why I kind of add a lot of glue and then just kind of sponge it out and just clean it up, kind of mop it out, so that I know that for a fact that glue got everywhere. Because that's what you want. You want it to seal properly. Okay. But we have one more. Okay. So we got that going. Let's go ahead and dry that up a little bit. That dries rather quickly. And then we're going to start adding some colors up in here. So let's go ahead and get that dried up. Again, the only thing that I really care about when it comes to this page is the focal point. I care about what happens to the background, but at the end of the day, I can always cover that up. That'll be super easy to cover up. But if I mess up the focal point, I have to start a whole new focal point. So I'm going to do whatever happens here and let it ride. However it comes out, it comes out. If some of my texture areas get a little bit messed up, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to keep pushing through. If it looks too ugly, then I'll just add something over it. Maybe I'll collage something over it, or just over it. Maybe journal over it. Many different ways to kind of fix that little situation there. So these are dry. As dry as they're going to be. And everything else is as dry as it's going to be. So now that we've done that, let me go ahead and close this glue. I have a bad habit of spilling bottles on my desk. So go ahead and do that. Let's start adding some colors. And so I think I'm going to stand up again. So I have here some ice blue, which is basically, I thought it was very similar to this, so I might try to use this and spray the whole page out. And then we're going to be feeding into that kind of watery mess. Well, watery, deliciousness, I should say, not mess. A little bit of watered down black. We've also got a little bit of beige, so this should be interesting. And then once I'm done with creating that whole night element, I'm going to be applying some of this galaxy, maybe on some of the swirls, maybe on some of the diamonds, maybe all over the place. I have no idea. So yeah, that's basically where we're going. I also got some browns so that I can kind of play with the bottom a little bit and kind of fill in, kind of give it a ground level. So between the brown and the black, I'm going to darken this bottom area here, and we'll see where it's all going to go. So let me see if I can spray this thing. Because I have not tried to spray it. Oh, magic. Yeah. All right. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So like I said, to this, all of this right here, and this is a DIY with some inks. We're going to go ahead and feed in some watered down black. So I'm going to get myself a little tray. My messy little tray. And I'm going to add some black to this. And I'm going to feed in some of the darker areas into this. I'm going to get myself this, and I'm going to spray this down with some water. And I want to make it nice and wet because I know I'm going to be using a lot of this. So I want to really water down that black paint. Not to the point that it's translucent, but definitely I want it very, very liquidy. Almost like a thick watercolor. Okay. And I want this to be kind of random. So I think what I'm going to do, and I probably shouldn't do this actually, is flick it. But I'm going to try to control the flick. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try to control the flick. I'm going to actually put this there for now. Let's see if we can control the flick so that it just kind of doesn't do it everywhere, but just like in some areas. And you can see it kind of feeding in to those pools of color that I already have there. And I like that effect. Now my inks might have some alcohol in it, so you'll kind of see that it'll repel the color, like it'll push the pigment out. I think that's super cool. I don't want to cover it all. And I don't want to spray everything on my desk. So let me add a little bit down here because I think I need some in the bottom. I'm gonna spray this just a little bit more. Remember, I've gessoed this page out already. I'm gonna add some down here. I don't know if you guys can see that effect. It's almost like acrylic pouring. How it pushes the paint out of the way. I love that. Okay, so I think that's it for the black. Let's go ahead and just spray this down maybe with a little bit of water. Just to kind of help it move around a little bit. And I know I'm saturating the heck out of this. So let's go now with a little bit of this warm beige. I have no idea what I'm going for with this by adding this color, but it's calling my name, so I'm going to use it. Let's just put a little bit right there. Again, I'm going to water it down quite profusely. Then I'm going to splash it into place. Hopefully, right? That's the goal, to splash it into place. So let's see what happens by adding some of these. And this is kind of like my style of of art journaling. I like to play around and just add everything. Just like I do with all my other mixed media projects. I add everything. It's part experimentation and the rest is just pure fun. And if something awesome comes from it, then yay, that was good. If something bad comes out from it, okay, I learned something new. So either way, it's a win-win. It's a win-win if you ask me. Okay, let me go ahead and start drying some of this. I'm going to close the pages together. Something that I love to do. Kind of creates somewhat of a butterfly effect. Sometimes you get like things that resemble shapes. You'll get like hills and valleys, mountains and all kinds of stuff. That's something that's really cool to do for like intuitive painting. You can go ahead and create kind of like a smudge of paint and just see kind of like what happens, or of ink or whatever you like, and just see kind of like what happens. And you'll be surprised. You would be surprised. Let's tap some of this. Get some texture here. This has like texture on it, so kind of this is like stamping, and at the same time, just sopping up some of this excess, so we can go ahead and add more. I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Put that right along the top there. Oh, it's okay. Welcome, Don. You didn't miss much. I was on a white page for like a good solid 20 minutes, maybe longer. At this point in time, I was there so long, I've lost recollection of time. So we've just finally got to the part of coloring in some of the stenciled areas. And now we're drying off all of the paints that we've added, all of the ink. Trying to assist this and then kind of move it along. In the meanwhile, while I kind of allow this to continue to dry, we're going to start working on our owl. So we're going to kind of let that be for a little bit. And let's get on to the next part. We're going to come back and add more colors and more paint to this. But I'm going to let this layer dry out a little bit more. The next paints that I'm going to use are going to be more dry. There's going to be a lot of dry brushing and things like that. So it should not interfere. So for the focal point of this page, like I was saying, I wanted to do this owl. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this owl off. Now this paper is really thin, so I went ahead and backed it on some cardstock just because I know I'm going to be cutting it out and gluing it in place. We're also going to be doing a little bit of mixed media to it as well, and kind of just separating some of the sections so that you know that it's an owl, right? I really like this part of it. Yeah, I really like just the part with the words. So this is a sticky stencil, and hopefully I'll be able to peel it off. Let's see. Oh, that's awesome. Please do. I always try to share like little tidbits, little tips here and there. Whatever I've learned on this journey, I always try to pass it forward. So you'll always get like little tidbits in my videos, especially when I do mixed media, because I learn so much. Every single time I do a project, I'm learning something new. Okay, please, please, release the hostage. Give me the plastic. Thank you. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's go ahead and try to stick this. This thing is uber sticky. Okay, this is from Deco Art, this stencil. And it's super cool because it's got the face, it's got everything that you could possibly need to create yourself an awesome looking owl and at the same time make it your own. So I'm gonna try my hardest to get this thing in place. Let's see. I wish I could just drop it. Yeah, I wish I could just drop it, and then I dropped it and it fell in place. Awesome sauce. All right, so let's go ahead and grab ourselves some ink because we're gonna be kind of shading all these edges in, right? Kind of creating a little bit of distressing on this before I even have to cut it so that I'm not fighting with the paper after, after it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and get my distressing done now. And I'm going to use a blending tool to see if I like how it goes. If not, I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a blending brush and see if I like that better. So, and again, we have these little bits. So I'm thinking I might just leave this for the belly. I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm kind of debating myself right now because, again, I cut the wrong part. I was supposed to cut out the wing area here, but instead I cut the belly part. So we'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to push against the edge of the stencil. So I'm pushing out as I'm going to kind of give myself an outline and at the same time distress this whole thing. So pushing against the edge of the stencil is how I'm going about this. And then depending on where I need more shadow, because like I know the wing, so I'm kind of trying to give myself you know, the proportions of where everything kind of goes. So that when I go in to add any other details, or even if I leave it as it is, at least you guys can distinguish, okay, that's a wing. Oh, that's what that is. Hello, hello, Vanessa. Welcome, welcome. So basically, I'm just going to distress right here in the wing area, darker than I would kind of everywhere else. And I'm going to leave the feet alone for now, because I might just draw the feet in. Because I'm not going to put her on a branch. I'm going to put her on the floor. So this part right here, I don't really need. I'm just interested in the owl right now. So I'm going to make this dark right here. Again, in areas that you can perceive there to be some type of shadow because there's something over it. Let's say an arm hangs over it, a wing hangs over it, whatever it is, it's always going to cast a shadow. So you always want to make whatever is supposed to be kind of like underneath it dark. So it gives it more of a 3D look. And I might paint this in with some watercolor just to distinguish the wing, since I'm not going to do any cut apart with it, I don't think. That was the original idea. Also, I started my live stream today at 8. I'm thinking about changing the time to 8 p.m. on Saturdays just because it's been, for the past couple of weeks, it's been getting more increasingly hectic for me on Saturdays. So I'm thinking that I might change it to 8 p.m. and keep it at 8 p.m. while that works for me. So we'll see. But that's why I started it today at 8. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, every single Saturday I do this. Do this, or I do a canvas, or I do some kind of project. So let me just darken this belly up. But can you guys kind of see it? And I know I'm kind of wasting paper here, but not really, because I'm gonna be doing something with this paper on the page itself, which you guys are gonna see in a minute. Ever so carefully, let's remove the vinyl off the paper. And hopefully, not tear it up. See, you love the sticky stencils because they stay in place, and oh my god, it's so awesome because most of the time you're not gonna get the gesso or the paste or whatever it is under it. You guys see how I keep putting it, taking it off and sticking it on, right? The bad thing is when you have a stencil like this is that everything is all on one sheet. This would have been awesome if Deco Art is watching this. If you do these kinds of stencils, put these things on separate sheets. Even if that means that the stencil is more of a pack, I'd rather have it as a pack than I have it as a sheet and I'm fighting with every other element on the sheet. So I would rather have these as little pieces, especially since they are sticky anyway, that I can just stick into place instead of having to drive myself crazy. Peeling this thing off and peeling this thing on, you know, and adjusting and readjusting and readjusting. So I want to give her a face. So I'm going to go for a simple face, hopefully. And I hope that that's not too far up or too far down. But it's going to go like that. And I'm just going to darken it up because with the ink, at least, if I mess it up and I put it in the wrong area, I could just darken her whole face up and be like, hey, you guys, I'm blending, you know, and get away with it. Yes, there will be so much. I mean, it'll be so much easier. And not only that, you can mix and match different stuff. So like you could get totally a lot more use out of your stencils that way, I think. I would be more inclined to use them and pull them out if they were like that with everything. All right, so look how sweet it looks. So I'm gonna put this face up now so that I can try to re-adhere it to its backing so that we can hopefully preserve it. And there is no saving it. At the end of the day, you guys, it's gonna get dusty. Plastic catches every single little dust particle that there is known to man. So just do the best that you can. Okay. All right, so that's on there. I like the way that looks. Super cute. We're gonna go back to this again because again, I want to use this part of it, but I'm debating now. Honestly, I'm fighting myself. I'm like, oh, do I really want to do this? You can, but then you risk the integrity of the overall sheet because if it's too close or in close proximity to another design, there's a chance that you're gonna make it weaker by cutting around it, or so it's like a risk, you know. It's like you gamble with it, and that's what I don't like. I don't like the gamble aspect of it. Like with the sturdier stencils, you can totally do it, but with something so fragile like that, um, mm, there's a good chance that you're gonna end up damaging the whole thing. But you can totally try. This owl doesn't have ears. I thought owls had ears. Maybe it's not all owls. Okay. I'm gonna take that little bit there so that I at least know where her feet go when I put it down. And I'm saying she's a her from now. I don't even know if she's gonna be a her all the way by the end of the day. Super cute though. I love how it's she looks against that printed background. And it's something that you can do without even a lot of fuss. You guys saw how easy it was to basically obtain this image. And I know I have a smaller scissor, you guys. I'm not struggling because I'm a masochist, okay? I'm struggling because I don't find my other scissors. All I find is my deckled ones, the ones that have the little funny edges. I don't know what I did with them. Somebody's always borrowing my scissors. So I'm struggling with this King Kong one because nobody ever wants to take the heavy one. Can you put something on the polymer stencil that you are? Oh yeah, I mean you could totally mask it, but I just mean overall it just makes the stencil itself so clunky because here you have this humongous sheet and it's awesome. It's got a piece here, a piece here, like you got little sections everywhere. So great, you have all of this stuff, right? But you don't want to use all of this stuff. You just want to use the part that's right here that's surrounded by this, this, and this. So you gotta be like this. Like trying to stencil something, it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I hope I don't catch no heat over it, but Jesus. That's why I kind of like some of the ones that they're coming out with now, that they're like on little keychains, because I have seen those. Um, they're like little flip ones. I think that those are super cute. I'm just waiting for them to come out with more intricate designs than just basic simple little shapes. I love how that's looking on those things. Now for this, like I was saying, I am going to be using this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my page now because I have to see how long it is because I want to make a tree since I have all of this beautiful bark here. I want to make kind of like a tree. When it comes to her, I think I'm going to add some color. We'll see. We'll see. And as far as the eyes, I was going to actually draw some eyes in on her, but I kind of love the serene look that she's got on her face right now. Doesn't she look so peaceful? I love it. So let's see. So let's go ahead and start having some more fun with this. And I'm going to keep this baby over here in the do not disturb box. And I'm going to grab my scraps and bring my page back. And I'm going to start to kind of add some stuff in here. Because remember, we have the bird, which is like right here somewhere. And remember about that mask that I put to secure that area so that I don't put nothing on that area? I took the mask off. And what did I do as soon as I took the mask off? I glue a piece of paper right over the area. But that's okay. That stuff happens. You just gotta kind of rolls with it. You know? So I'm just gonna grab some of this scrap because I've done cut a huge part out of the center. So I kind of want to make a tree. And I don't mind it being kind of like a burly old tree. So I'm gonna kind of take this and just a little bit, curve that out just a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and just kind of rip all of this up. Okay, from the bottom to the top. And then every tree needs some branches, right? So my bird's gonna be around here somewhere, right? Where's my bird at? That's my branch right there. So that means my bird gonna be around there somewhere. Where my bird's gonna be? Right here. So I'm gonna put the bird on an actual branch. So let's see. I don't really need that part there, so I just need him here. Okay. So that should work fine actually, being right here in this spot. So where can I put you, little stem, so that you will stay? So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like tear this part off, and I'm gonna kind of scissor it into here, and I'm gonna create like a double branch. And sorry, you guys, I'm struggling with the nails. It's been a couple weeks since I had them on, so I'm trying to get back used to them. Had them for like 2 days now, so I'm trying to get used to it again. Okay, let me use my scissor real quick, my gigantolas, and let's just kind of thin that out just a little bit. Get another little branch there. And we're gonna glue this on here, kind of like so, right? Kind of like so. We're just gonna glue that baby on there, right? Okay. So now that we have that, we have our next element, which is gonna be the bird. And we have this beautiful lady right here, which is gonna be like right there. I need to create her a place to kind of, she needs to have a reason to be there. So let me make her a rock. She's just kind of standing on this rock there. So let's go ahead and rip some of this paper up and give her a reason to be. She's kind of standing on this rock. So we're gonna darken that paper up to make it look more rocky-ish, right? So what else? What else? What else? I think that's good for this for right now. I think that'll work. Yes, right? It's like your fingers, they forget. I know mine's did. Mine's forgot. Mine's like, what you talking about, woman? Why are you making my life complicated? All right, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of this. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some blending brushes, and I'm gonna play with two of them today. Some black and some blue, because that's the theme for the night sky. Some black and some blue. This is gunmetal, so it's not really black, 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 but it'll do a little something, something. And this is dazzling metallic, no, metallic luster. Sorry, metallic luster and black shimmer. And again, it's more like a gunmetal black, but it's very shiny. And I want to create like a mist in the air if I can to kind of bring about some of that yummy texture. So I'm going to go on both sides and kind of just add a little bit more of this darkness. And then I'm going to go in and add some blue. And we're going to add some shimmer, some glitter, oh my goodness, to represent like stars in the sky. And I want it to be fabulous, but I don't know if we're going to get there. But even if it doesn't come out fabulous, it was sure fun to do. Well, I do my own. These are gel, and I won a glitter mix from a dear friend of mine here on YouTube. And this is Mermaid Spell is the glitter mix. I don't know if you guys can really see it too well, but it's super cute. It's got all kinds of greens and pinks and this and that and third. A whole bunch of awesome little colors. So I couldn't resist. I got that package and I was like, okay, baby, get ready. Get ready, because it's about to be showtime. All right, so we got some black in there. Again, I want to add a little bit more of this blue. This is kind of like the same color that I used there. And yes, I'm going to do it with a blending brush, but I'm going to do it a little bit. Un poquitito. Un chin chin. Just a little bit. So I'm going to use this little card just to kind of dab that out. And this is a very intense kind of blue, as you guys can see. It's a beautiful color. And I think it'll help me achieve the night sky look that I'm looking for, hopefully. I put everything. Everything goes into paint. That's why I mess up so many brushes. Because I can't help myself. I paint on everything. It's literally like the description says. I like to play with acrylics. I know a lot of people are screaming, especially if you're like a card maker and you use these things to like blend your inks. You're like, this woman is insane. What is she doing? But it'll be alright. It'll survive. A little bit of water. A little bit of water will do it. As long as you don't oversaturate it. Like, don't pour the paint onto it. You'll be alright. And just clean it really quickly after. Remember, these things tend to keep the makeup right on top of it. So I'm hoping, that's my theory, I'm sticking to it, that when I apply the paint, it stays right on top. It doesn't go into the bristle. I could be completely delusional, but we shall soon see. We shall soon see. So I'm adding a whole bunch of this blue here because I want to go into it again with some darker tones. So I'm trying to go over some of the black because it's kind of transparent. So you can still see all of that texture in the background. You can totally see some of that black through there. I know right now it looks hella crazy and you're like, what the heck is this woman doing? Hopefully it'll all make sense in a little bit. Because I'm hoping that it'll make sense in a little bit. I'm praying right now that it'll all make sense in a little bit. Please, please, let it all make sense in a little bit. Because sometimes we just go. And we don't even know where we are going. So today's one of those days, and that's why the title has all those question marks. Because I haven't a clue besides wanting to put an hour on this page as far as what the heck was going to happen. So I added, I think, more than enough blue onto here. Enough to kind of get the kind of mist that I was kind of going for. Just go ahead and fill in all of this. Use up as much of the paint that's on this brush as possible. And we're going to be adding some other colors in here as well. And let me see. Do we need a little bit of black in here? Yes, we do. So let me go ahead and get some black. Where's my black? Oh, my black. My black is right here. I still have some of my little black mixture. So what am I gonna do with this? Where's my roller? I know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna put a little bit here, a little bit there, and then we're just gonna roll it a little bit. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit here and there and roll it. Add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. And that's it. We're gonna add a little bit of white to this as well. And roll it. Creates texture. And since this is not as shiny, it's just regular acrylic, it won't be as shiny as this paint is. And this is why my videos take forever, because I do so much stuff to them. Like it's never enough to just do one or two things. I'm always like adding. Honestly speaking, I think like a different part of my brain takes over and it doesn't know when to stop. So I literally have to fight myself and tell myself, okay, that's enough, Carmen. Just a little bit more right here, just to kind of finish that out. But I do loves it. I cannot lie. I do love it. I'm kind of framing it out a little bit, kind of bringing it all together. Yeah, it's super affordable on Amazon. Honestly, they're basically makeup brushes. So you could just look for makeup blending brushes and you'll find them for like $7, $10 for a pack of 10. If you have Amazon Prime, you don't pay any shipping. That's what those are. Those are makeup blending brushes that I purchased on Amazon. That's why a lot of people are perplexed with what the little sizes are for. They're like, what's this one for? What's that one for? Well, that one's for your eyebrows, actually. It's not really for the inking. Although, if you know how to use them, or if at least you've played with them enough, you'll figure them out. And you'll know which is the best brush to do what. Because believe it or not, they all have a certain kind of function that they can do. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't look as crazy to you as it does to me. Hopefully it looks better to you than it does to me. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of white, because again I need to break some of this off. So I got my gesso in this baby powder container because I finished my baby powders, because I made whatever was left, I just added more and I made a little bit more. So I don't want to just go ham in here, so I'm just gonna do a little bit. And this is basically dry. It dries super quick. Like I said, it's just a little bit of dry brushing. So I'm just gonna add a little bit here and there. And then we're gonna do a little bit of inking on some of the pieces, and then we're gonna glue them into place, and we're basically about done. Sometimes adding a little bit of white goes a long way. I felt like I had too much color, so I needed to push some of that back. And this is like, I think, one of those ink roly things. For like the jelly press, I think is what it's called. I still haven't tried that thing. I've always wanted to try, but I still haven't tried it. So I kind of like this. It's kind of misty. You can still see some of the color, but it's not too crazy, even though it does look kind of crazy. But anyway, we're going to keep it moving, you guys. We're going to keep it moving. Let me kind of heat blast that real quick. That dries super fast. Remember, we still have a moon, if we can add her in, and some stars, if I'm going to add that in. I'm not sure. Right now, I'm kind of debating it. 9:09. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I'm going to actually get myself, where's the lavish green? What is lavish green? It's got to be the last one. Why is it got to be the last one in the row? Why? That's like a setup from the gate, right? Let's go with some lavish green. And I'm going to add a little bit of that here in the foliage areas that I added. I'm just going to use my finger. Nope, I'm not going to use my finger, you guys. I'm not. Because it's dry. It's very dry. So I'm going to go into it with this one. Such a pretty color. And we're just going to pick up some of that color. And I'm just going to lightly brush it. I'm not going to put too much pressure on it. I'm just going to let it catch. Whatever it wants to catch. Just a little bit. Just so that they kind of come out a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit, just for them to kind of show. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and distress this owl along the edges now that we've done the hole over the top. And because we've backed it on cardstock, it's a lot easier now to distress it. We don't have to go too crazy. I am going to add some details into this, but I'm going to add it after I've kind of glued her in place. It's going to be there. Where's the rock? Where's the rock? Let's make that super, super dark. It looks like little pebbles are standing there, but there aren't any little pebbles there, really. Okay, so I think I like that. So let's go ahead and glue it down. I feel like the sky needs some clouds, so I might put some clouds in. Ever so humble. No place like a rock to just sit and gather your thoughts. Right? And as far as her feet, I don't know. I'm just going to cut her feet off. She doesn't have to have feet. She could just be sitting there. Right? She could just be sitting there. I need to darken that up just a little bit. So let me go ahead and grab some of this gunmetal. And it's got some blue in it. But that kind of helps, right? Kind of helps in a way. Hello, hello, Monica. So just adding some of my gunmetal on here, just to kind of darken this up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, so we got that going. At least now when I sit her down, she's got some contrast. And she's just not there like that. So let's go ahead and glue her down. Glue her into place. Look like that. She's just sitting in the rock. That's all she's doing. She's just sitting on a rock, minding her beeswax. I'm live. What do you need? And we're gonna add this part here, which is gonna be part of the tree. Where's my tree? Where's my tree limb? Where did it go? Check me out. So we're gonna go ahead and distress these edges as well. And blues and browns always look so pretty together. We have the sky and we got the earth. They just complement each other so well. So you can't go wrong when you're doing when you're using browns, when you're using blues in your projects. It's gonna work. Thank you, love. We still gotta give us a little bit of eyelashes and stuff. Still gotta hooks it up a little bit. And I still have to add let me see. Where's my bird? There's a bird in there somewhere, I think. Right there. Like right there. I think that's good enough to add. Where's my little birdies? Oh, here it is. I think that'll be good enough to add. Little bird. So right around there. I think that'll be good right there. So let's go ahead and glue that. Let's glue that down. Oh, there? Oh, here? Oh, that? Right? Like it's off in the mist somewhere. It'll be totally easy to create this and make this a water, like make it look like a lake. Like it's just sitting by a tranquil lake. Just meditating on life and being wise like owls are. Contemplating before making the next moves. Getting ready. Right? Well, let's see. Let's see. I don't like the bottom of this, so I gotta rip it up. I think it's too wide. Anywho, it's just a tree stump. It used to be a whole tree. By the time I was done with it, it was just a stump, you guys. So we're gonna make it work. So we're gonna make this little DIY tree real quick right here. And then we're gonna glue it on right there. I absolutely love nature scenes. I remember the first time that I made a tree using gauze, I was like, oh my goodness. I thought I was like the bomb digger. I was like, oh my God, you awesome. They came out so good. I loved it. I love anything and everything to do with nature, especially trees. And I always like bare trees. It's very seldom or very rare that I will go ahead and add like leaves and stuff. I like them like that. To me, it's like they've been through so much and yet they're still standing. Even if it's a small portion of them, they're still there. So to me, it's just, oh my goodness. So we have our birdie here, which is the bird that I want to add on here. Now, my dilemma, if I can call it a dilemma, is I kind of want to paint it black, but I think I'm going to go with the chalky finish in carbon Again, it's black, but it's a chalky finish paint, so it's more on the dark gray than it is on the black. It's a little bit more ashy. It's like an ashy black, you guys. So, but it still looks nice. It still looks really, really nice. So I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna kind of whoa, shake it, girl, shake it. Shake it before you use it. And I know I have black paint there, but it's all watery. So literally, if I was to try to stencil with that, like, oh my goodness. That paint that I have left over, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my roller brush, and I'm just gonna brush it onto some white paper and create just different patterns and stuff, and use it on other mixed media projects or journals. I know this year I have a junk journal that I have to make as my very first one, so most likely you're gonna see a lot of things like that in that journal. I am crazy for that right there, right? Oh my goodness, you guys. All right, let me get myself a stencil. I mean, yeah, stencil brush if I can find one. Those little pouncers. I'm trying, I'm trying. I guess that's not gonna happen today. So we're gonna do it with a brush. And I'm just gonna try to load this brush up as best as I can by just tapping it into the paint. I'm gonna hold my breath and pray. You guys, let me cover this up right here because I really don't want this right there. I don't want that to kind of get messed up. So straight up and down, straight up and down. Up and down, up and down. I don't need the other parts. I just need the bird. Straight up and down. You can always find detail it after. But do just straight up and down. Okay. Ooh. Yes. We did it, you guys. And then all I'm gonna do for the tail, if I can. Paper. Always something with the paper. Just gonna give it a little bit of a tail. Right there. And I'll fix the rest of it now. Let me dry it. And we'll take it from there. Thank you, thank you. And then we'll add some details into the bird and kind of, I want her to be kind of like lost back there, but still present, Like I don't see you, but I see you, And the owl's like, who? I couldn't resist. Okay, so acrylic dries super, super fast. So I'm gonna go ahead now and add some details into this. I still got the rest of that paint there. I'm gonna get myself a fine line. Actually, no, maybe with this one I can do it. Hopefully, I don't go all the way in the shot. It's not my goal. My hair is a little frizzy right now, you guys. Um, I'm gonna try to kind of get myself a rough outline. All right, so that be right there. And we got this right here. And she's got a crazy little tail there. I don't know what kind of bird she is. She might have started as something that was known, but not after I'm through with it. All right, so now we're gonna add some other tones to it, right? Because we gotta hook it up. So I'm gonna get some white. if I can. And I can open this. Whoa. I got a little bit of white. A little bit more. Right? We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see. Let me go ahead and dry this up so that I can kind of go over it. Again, I wanted her to have a little bit of shadow, but not too much. So I'm going to kind of get in there and darken that up just a smidge. Plus, I'm going to add a few other colors, like some of the blue, some of the other colors in there, just to kind of bring it all together. All right. No problem. Let's just dry that up real quick. I'm going to incorporate some other colors into this now. Let's grab some of this blue and some of the white. Let me get some more white. White on one side, blue on the other. I need more. Like I want it to have color, but I don't want it to blend completely into the background. But I don't want it to be so bright that it kind of, hopefully you guys know what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to go into it and allow it to kind of be, but at the same time, I do want it to just have a few different colors in there. So let me see what else I have that I can add into that bird. And then I'm going to outline the whole thing. And place his little eyes. And let me get my fine liner brush. And just kind of add some of these darker details right back in there. I have an issue with always trying to make things realistic somehow. That's why I don't, whimsical with me doesn't work so well for that same reason. Because I'm the type to always want to go more realistic than whimsical. And I wanted to have color, but I do want her to kind of blend in. Okay. Just enough that it has something happening, right? Alrighty, you guys. I think. While my weird little bird is looking out, looking off of the branch. So let's see. I did want to add a little bit of eyelashes to this pretty little owl. And I think that's about it. But we'll see. Let's see. Should I? I'm almost wondering if I should just leave it alone. I kind of like it. There she is. My brush is dry. So it's wetting up a little bit. Just kind of just a feel. And after I do this, you guys, we are gonna call it a wrap for today. Yes, we are. And I'm thinking about what I'm gonna be coming out with for next Wednesday's live, or I'm gonna be coming out next Wednesday live. So I'll keep you guys posted as far as that. Um, I want to start on a different kind of paper project, but I'm waiting for some things to come in before I decide on what I'm gonna do, and that's why I'm kind of like a little bit hesitant. So we'll see, kind of like what happens with that whole thing. So if you follow me on Facebook, you'll get the notification there. If you follow me here, I should end up speaking about it in some kind of a video at some point or the other. I hope I'm not in the shot. Just want to add a little bit of darkness here, the eyes, to make them kind of pop out a little bit. How about these really inexpensive fine liner brushes? And they're good the first 2 or 3 uses, and then they not so good. But it does the job, right? It does the job. We just kind of create a little bit of shadow here. So she is sitting there, right? So create a little bit of shadow in that section there. And voila, I kind of like it. What do you guys think? Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I did want to go ahead and make some clouds and stuff like that, but I kind of like it the way that it is. And I'm going to write something here. And let's see what I write. I have no idea right now. Oh, I wanted to do it. Oh, well, I don't know if we're going to do it. I did want to add some stuff on here. At least the stars, even if I can't add the moon. But this is what I'm saying. It's going to be a pain in the butt to like work this stencil. So let's see if I can do it. Without creating too much. I'm not going to use the moon. But I do want to, let me see what I can do with this. This is a paint pen in white. Let me see what I can do it in that. I'm just going to dabbing it in. And hopefully it shows. Right? Hopefully it shows. So we can add a few of them in here. Even if we couldn't add our moon, I think the white will break up some of that background nicely. You can always choose to add some little white splashes as well. So let's see. Can it work? It kind of works. Yeah, you can see that a little bit. Let's add a few more. Definitely white paint will work a lot better than this. I love the fact that all the stars look different. No two stars look the same. Right? A few little stars here and there. Let me add one here, and then I'm going to call this page just about done. Okay. So let's dry that, and I think we got it now. Right? I'm going to add a little sentiments in there. My handwriting is not the greatest, but it is my art journal, so it's okay. I shall survive. It will be all good. So, I do want to add a little bit of this galaxy glitter in a few areas. So I'm thinking right on where the stars are. I think that'll be a good place to kind of add it in. And this is Clear Ice Comet, so just a little bit here and there, so that it's not too overwhelming, but still present. I'm just gonna kind of add it in there. Not going for specific shapes or anything like that. I'm just kind of filling in whatever little space is there. And I will dry this. Not now, but I'm gonna let you guys go and I'll let this dry on its own. And we're gonna call this piece done. I'm thinking about what it is that I'm gonna write on here. So we shall see. Okay. I like that. A little bit of iridescence, nothing too major. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is what it's looking like. As far as the sentiment, let's see. Let me say, time, feel, at, now. Yay! I feel at peace now. Now that it's finally resting under the beautiful night sky, she is basically completed. Like I said, my handwriting is not the greatest, you guys, but it's what I got. So we're gonna work with it. You can't run from it, you can't hide from it. I've tried to change it, I can't change it, so it is what it is. Some things I could do well, other things maybe not so good. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you guys during my next upcoming lives. I do have some other art journal videos that are going to be coming out during this week. Like I said, I'm waiting for some packages and some collabs that I'm going to be doing. So I'm just waiting for some things to arrive. Once those things arrive, I'll have more information for that, and we'll see where we take it. Again, paper crafting is on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. And mixed medias for right now is going to be on Saturdays at 8. You guys, is change of time, change of schedule. So if anybody asks, hey, where's Carmen? Be like, hey, you guys, she's coming at 8. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a blessed week. And remember, whatever you need to do to be at peace. Bye.